We talk on time at 8 o'clock, and then a tornado warning happened. So here we are a couple of minutes tardy. I trust it's okay with you. I hope that that's all right. At any point, we have been watching some nasty storms marching through central Florida, and they are either moving toward your neighborhood, have already done so, or it's pouring at your house as we speak. Here's a live look at our first warning Doppler radar. The good news is the line not as intense as it was a little earlier and not as large as it was earlier. Let's zoom into the metro and you can see what was that tornado warned cell now marching right through downtown Orlando, and will continue to march on through town. As a matter of fact, let's just take a look outside on some of our tower cams. Oh man, look at that shot. That's reminiscent of a hurricane. That's Disney Springs. You can see the driving winds pushing that rain across the screen there. Let's head to Lake Eola. And it's the same thing, right? Let me bring, you don't need to look at me. Let's just let the pictures do the talking. You see those sheets of rain pushing through town. Wow, that's something else. We also have our first warning weather lab, which is on the back side of this. Pat Gribben is our news operations manager, and I would say 90% of my missions in the weather lab, Pat has been with me. Pat, you've been with us all morning long reporting. Tell me what you're seeing right now as we look at your live pictures.
Well, right now on the 414 eastbound coming into Maitland and Hiawassee Road actually is what I'm coming up on. And there's really nothing ahead of me. What's remarkable, you're talking about downtown. From up here, I can look downtown. It is dark. The skies down there are just extremely dark right now to go with those downpours you're seeing.
Yeah.
But right above here and on the west side of town, what was very exciting about 40 minutes ago has settled down pretty nice. I felt like my head was on a swivel there for about 20 minutes trying to check out all the skies all around me.
Oh, sure. Yeah, well, and very acceptably, because at the time we were watching a rotating storm kind of marching your direction. And it's kind of interesting. I want to read what the National Weather Service wrote. They note a small piece of instability that moved in and is what likely attributed to that quick development of that storm. And their words, quite incredible. There's so much shear and helicity that it only took just a bit of instability to get things going. So as we're looking at all of our kind of tower cams through the metro area, and then of course hopping back over to your shot is on the back side where things are quiet now, but the roads are slick. So hey, very cool. Did you see anything that was of note, or was it just thankfully just heavy rains and some gusty winds?
That was pretty much it. There was a lot of what, with Scud, rain clouds dipping down that
Right.
kind of gave you like, wait, what is that? But it was turning out to be nothing. No hail associated with it. So some of the classic things you're used to with any kind of tornado. The funny thing was I didn't see a lot of heavy winds. I was expecting, as I approached some of the areas we talked about heading south on the 429, I kind of expected to encounter some pretty heavy winds and see the trees bending over. That was not the case. So it must have been a really pinpoint, high point of energy there because,
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm looking over downtown now and I'm at a high point. I can see the buildings down there, and yeah, it is just like a dark cell right above it. It's kind of remarkable.
Yep, we're looking at the tower cam now. All right, Pat, drive safely, buddy. I appreciate you hanging with us for Coffee Talk and through that tornado warning. Be good. Enjoy your Sunday, sir.
You got it.
Thank you, buddy. All right, that is Pat Gribben, news operations manager here at WESH. A self-proclaimed nerd, so he's like the perfect person to operate the truck. And of course, he has been giving us live footage. Yeah, look at that. You could see there on the left side, there's, like you said, it's Scud, and it's kind of been that dark sky. So today's a day, I think I'm really glad we had the weather lab out. All right, so let's take a close inspection on the radar. Now that we've kind of just chatted about what's happening, let's take a look and see what's doing. First and foremost, you've got the main line moving through. So let's zoom in from north to south as to where that main line is. And it almost looks like a little piece of hail. Do you see that on the north side? Right, you see that? Like a little hail shadow? No? Little,
Yeah.
right there, right as it, something north of Orlando. I don't really see any indicator of hail. I mean, hail's not a huge concern for us, but anyway, let's zoom in here around DeLeon Springs. The rain's clearing out. DeLand, rains are clearing out. It is storming in Orange City and DeBary. It's a nasty setup for you. Lake Mary, Longwood, let's take a look. I just want to make sure, yeah, there's a lot of wind energy in there. Just want to make sure there's nothing getting feisty or anything like that. But yeah, Longwood, Lake Mary. If you're in Heathrow, it's still raining, but we'll be clearing out shortly. Tara says it's coming down here in Sanford. Indeed it is. Longwood, Altamont Springs, the rains are clearing out. Storming right now at my house. Storming on the east side of Maitland, Winter Park. There's Aloma Elementary. You can kind of see Union Park getting down toward Azalea Park. It's about to start storming for you. There's Boone High School, downtown Orlando. The good news is the worst of the weather is clearing out for you. But up next is going to be places like Conway. There's Belle Isle, Bent Pine Drive, Gatlin Avenue as our live radar sweeps through, painting over Hoffner Avenue, the heavy rains. Out toward Lake Hart, Lake Mary Jane, the rains are still light, but eventually getting your direction, okay? And then, of course, down toward Hunters Creek and Kissimmee. So back into the metro area, we'll just kind of zoom in here, and you can kind of see those storms marching through. Winter Park, Oviedo, Union Park, the University of Central Florida. All of this is associated with a cold front, okay? Give me a second. Let me get that dialed up. Cold front that is marching through, and look at it. On the north side of this front, it is nasty winter weather. Thankfully, that's not the case for us. We are watching this line of storms marching through our area as we speak. Those storms are going to continue to work on off toward the east. Is the Oviedo Dome working again? Nothing here? It's not. I don't think it's to your area yet, Bruce. Let's zoom in. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think it's like almost to you. Yeah, it's almost to you. So there you go. So there's Oviedo. So you can see everything is off to your west, marching your direction. All right, so give it some time. It's storming at my house. Let's look. I'm not home, but let's see. Stand by. See, now I have to look at my weather station. I bought the darn thing. I might as well use it, right? Yeah, we'll take coffee talk to a screeching halt so I can look. It's saying winds are at about 11 miles an hour, and it's extreme rain. So there you go. That's what I have, okay? Not that you cared. But see, now I want to look at my, okay, hold on. The worst of the weather's at my house, so why not look at the Ring doorbell camera? We're using all the fancy tools that, yeah, so there you go. You can kind of see the sheets of driving rain. It's out of focus, but anyway, the driving rain down the street. Not too much wind energy. That's the good news. All right. All right. Joanne says, great weather reporting by you and Kellyanne. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Tiffany says Winter Haven has a power outage. Yeah, there's a lot of power outages, as a matter of fact. We have seen Lake County, for example, almost 1,000 people out. This from poweroutage.us. Polk County, 2,700 people without power. Sumter County, 53, Marion, 1,400 people without power. But what's interesting is when you head over to Pinellas County, 6,000 people without power. So this has been a pretty potent line. Now, when does it move out of your area, right? Futurecast is a wonderful tool for this sort of thing. Let's just take a look at the model, okay? First and foremost, here we are right now. By 9 o'clock, we're already thinking that it's moving off to the east. By about 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock, it's already out east of us. And by lunchtime, look at that. It is going to be a much clearer scope, a much better scenario, a much better day. So very good stuff. My brother says, wow, we have power. I woke my brother up this morning as this line was moving through because there was what it looked like to me was a tornado on the ground. So glad that that didn't end up playing out, but nevertheless, still watching the storms. There's a live shot from the Weather Lab, and you can see those dark skies. Let's take a bit of a tour. Disney Springs Tower Cam still bouncing around with the driving rain. Wow, that's a cool shot. Talk about scud, right?
That's nice.
That is a neat shot. The rains have moved out of downtown Orlando, but you can very clearly see that low cloud deck there and the heavy rain off in the distance. Yeah, that's neat stuff. All right. All right. Once these storms this morning move out of your area, the good news is the weather conditions dramatically improve. By midday, we're clearing things out. We are going to stay gusty. And then into the afternoon, those chilly gusts persist. Maybe even some of the clouds persist, but things are clearing out and things are looking better and better and better. And our 7-day forecast looks pretty okay. Seriously. Today, that 80% coverage of storms, that's in our metro right now. Then for your Monday and your Tuesday, highs in the 60s, morning lows in the 40s. Yeah, it's looking great. And then we start to get a little milder Thursday, Friday until our next storm system. Jolie, haven't seen your name pop up in a long time. What time will it snow? Let me guess, in my house, in your house? What time will it snow at your house? It's not going to happen, love. I apologize. Glad that mess is over, Barb says. Indeed. John says, just had a quick downpour here in Castleberry. Let's pop back up the live radar. Check in, see what things are looking like. And, as we zoom into the metro, it's impacting eastern areas. And I mean, that's a nasty one. Right over Tuscaloosa, there's Howell Branch, there's Aloma Avenue, kind of working into northern ways. So the heavy stuff is into the Tuscaloosa Country Club. Further to the north, you kind of get up towards Sanford Midway, so that's out near the airport. That's out near the Boomba Sports Complex, the 417, and getting out toward 415. Further to the north, there's Deltona. You're out near Enterprise and Howland, Cassadaga, Lake Helen. And then it kind of breaks up a little bit as it works into North Volusia and southern Flagler. It's really bad right now in Flagler Beach, according to Ryan. Yeah, and you can see there's Flagler Beach. There's that heavy rain certainly around. But back to the metro, let's zoom south now. Orange County area, all right? So we're getting out toward the University of Central Florida. There's Union Park. We'll zoom in even tighter. There's University Boulevard, live radar sweeping through Hanging Moss Road, Union Park 417, and State Road 50. There's Dogwood, the 408, Lake Underhill Road. Getting down toward Rio Pinar, the golf course, okay? Heavy downpour around Pershing and continuing out toward Lee Vista. Getting over to the 417, that direction. This is very near the airport, and as a matter of fact, it does make me wonder, how are the flights looking right now? There you go. Should have known, right? 26 delays, 24 flight cancellations. So it is definitely, it is definitely impacting airport operations. Although I have not seen any FAA delay programs, interestingly enough. Yeah. Oh, I do love when I open my email inbox and I see the nasty gram messages. You don't need to keep talking about the same thing. There's no more threat. We stopped talking when there was no more threat, Joni. When there's a threat, we're on TV. When there's no threat, we're off TV. For those that called me a narcissist, know that I'm not enjoying standing there talking. But when we have stuff to do, it's my job. Okay? Sorry about that. Sorry that it frustrated you. My apologies. All right. Back to the SATRAD. The good news, when it's done, it's done. Nicole's asking, is the rain clearing in the afternoon? It is. So we're going to be able to salvage this, and it's going to be looking great. I like that. Yukon, I think a lot of flight cancellations are airlines overscheduling and understaffing. Well, I'm sure that there's that too, but weather has to be playing in this morning, right? Right? Jenny says, trolls got a troll. It's so true. What are you going to do, right? The heavy line is moving in St. Cloud right now. Indeed it is. And, there's some instability down in South Florida as well. So, they may have some tornadic activity, some severe thunderstorm type activity, that whole thing. Yeah. Debbie, wow, people do that? No, they're not smart. Look, if people aren't going to troll, then the term troll wouldn't exist. So we need the term troll to exist, so they're going to have to do it. What are you going to do? Joe, how's the Bucs game looking? I'm happy to say, bud, as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, I've got my Tampa Bay Bucs shirt ready for the day. Things are looking good out at Raymond James Stadium. Yeah, things are looking good. Gradually clearing. It's going to be a cool one, though, all right? Any rotation near Sanford, Mario's asking? Let's look. I don't think so. At least at last check there wasn't. No. Not really. Now there is an interesting little thing here. It's not much, but it's like right around Tuscaloosa, Redbug, Lake Bear Gully there, kind of right the 417 in Aloma. A little something. I don't think it's enough to issue a warning. And then there's that as well. Yeah, nothing. There's just a little kinks in the energy here or there. So it's definitely things we're going to have to watch. Kenneth says, and Kenneth is always right thus far, maintaining an FCC license requires serving the community. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, we're not going to stop cutting into programming. And every time we do, we get nasty emails, and those people earn the term troll, and that's fine. All right. All right. So we're getting better. Let's take one more look at that 7-day forecast, and then I'm going to let you get back to your regularly scheduled programming, and we'll be tweeting and Facebooking and all of that fun stuff. Okay. I got this crazy loud Amber Alert type push message I've never heard before for the Claremont warning. Is that new? I know that cell phone companies are starting to do tornado warnings and things to that effect. So yes, it's relatively new, but you know, it's a good thing to get warnings out. Was there a tornado in Claremont? We've not gotten any confirmation of a tornado in Claremont. We had a tornado warning there, which just basically meant that there was the threat for a rotating storm, okay? All right, today, storms end, and we clear out, and things look good. Look at your Monday and your Tuesday. Sunny skies, gorgeous weather, but it's going to be chilly, my friends. Seriously, it's going to be chilly. Maybe I'll do a quick afternoon coffee talk just to update you on that. We'll get there. But in the meantime, that's what we've got, turning chilly and windy later on today. Just watching that line of storms, all right? Rossi's asking, do you know what size tornado hit Claremont? We've not gotten any confirmation of a tornado hitting Claremont. There was the potential. We saw rotation on the velocity channel, but we've not gotten reports of damage. And if there is reports of damage, we, of course, will let you know, okay? All right, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Don't troll people. Be good. I'll talk to y'all later.